Hello y'all out there on YouTube, this is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I want to do a quick overview of my knife collection. I was asked by one of my subscribers to consider going through that, and I will. But I just want to be upfront and let you know that my collection is probably a little different than the traditional knife collectors out there. I don't have hundreds of knives that I collect just to collect. Every knife that I have is something that I want to use, or it has meaning. So I have maybe one or two true save queens, right? And that's gonna be it. The rest of them are ones that I would probably never get rid of because maybe there's a few of them that I would never get rid of because I just love those knives. But overall, most of my knives are knives that I use. I don't collect knives that I would never carry, save the two save queens, right? My knives are knives that I want to use, I want to carry, and they want to be functional knives. So because of that, I don't get really high-end knives that I would be either not comfortable carrying or worried about carrying, or just maybe in the end not carrying. And I had some of those knives originally, and I sold those, and I can talk about those a little bit later, but let me just kind of start off with what we have. The first one I have here is my Kaiser Lieb. I have this one primarily because it's a knife I bought my son, and he wasn't taking care of it, and so he basically I had to take it away, and I now have it in my collection. I keep it in the collection only because most likely at some point I would like to give it back to him. But it's a great little knife. I was really excited when I bought it for him. I think, I mean, for the price and what you get out of this knife, it is just really fantastic. There's so many options of it. This is the JG10. Like that, just a great functional little sheep's foot blade and just a nice little carry with a deep carry clip. I think this is a great little knife to have. Next one I have is my Baby Banter by Ben Banters. Love this little knife. It's a great fifth pocket knife for me. I carry it, especially when I carry some nicer knives that I love to carry, and I always worry that someone wants to borrow my knife. And there's some knives that I probably would not let them ever use just because I don't know if they would know how to use them and how would they use them. Would they damage them? Would they do something ridiculous? I remember one time I let somebody borrow my knife and I thought they were going to cut something, and they used it as a pry tool on a very nice knife, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Fortunately, it was a very thick blade stock. The knife was okay, but it was black coated, and so it lost some of that. So after that, I just very cautious about that. And so I like having a fifth pocket knife, and that's what this one here is. Another one I have, it's a recent collection. This is the Ben Banters Nav's Knives Lander. And this is a great little knife. I just got it. Love the knife, love the action. I think this is going to be a knife that I'll probably end up giving away as a gift. Or I think I'm going to try to get the red scales and make this maybe a Friday carry. It is a little small, as you notice. I have a little trouble with the reverse flick. I keep hitting my finger there. So there we go. Anyways, but it's a nice little knife. I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I got to support Ben Banters and his Kickstarter. The next one I have, I call this my fanciest cheap knife. This is the Qsp Penguin. Typically, the Penguin's a $30 to $50 knife, but this has the jig titanium scales and M390 blade steel. This is from Traditional Pocket Knives. I got it from there. I think they still have some one in black titanium and black finish on the blade, but such a really sweet knife. I love the action on this, and the frame lock, just really great. Again, I think this is my nicest cheap knife I have, a mill titanium clip. 130 bucks. This is a ridiculous amount of knife that you get for this little wonderful thing. And I love the Warncliffe. I love this blade. It's just a great, useful little knife. All right, my next one is going to be my Doug Ritter by Hogue. It's the Doug Ritter knife. Love, love, love this knife. It is Able Lock, which is basically Benchmade's Axis lock, right? Their patent ran out on it, and so everyone else could start doing it, and people are doing it. I know Kaiser's doing it. TRM even has a knife that I would love to get someday that they're trying to put together and make release. But I love the thumb stud on this one. It's a big, big knife. This is a CPM 20CV steel, so it's a great steel. This is G10, beautiful milling on here, so it's great traction, deep carry clip. Love, love, love this knife. Just a really great, useful beater tool. I love keeping this around because when I need something that I want to beat up, not worry about, this is my knife. The amount of knife you get for the dollars on this one, you just can't be beat. It's a USA made knife, great, great knife. Did try to get the Magna Cut, but ran out of that one, missed it. Hopefully they'll redo it. If they do a mini in the Magna Cut, I'm gonna add that to my collection for sure. It's another great knife. All right, the next one is my Wee Sakshi. Love this little knife. This is the JG10. I was gonna get the carbon fiber, but this was just so cost effective. And I have really been toying with the idea of dyeing my scales, and I really want to do that. And I want to consider what kind of, you know, color do I want on the dye. I have several knives that I want to try this with, and this is one of them. I know they made, you know, traditional black, and, you know, worst case scenario, we'll make it black if the colors I pick don't work. But I would like to do that with this. The carbon fiber would have been nice. Love this knife, love the shape of the blade, and I love the fuller so you can reverse flick it. This is the 20 CV steel as well from Wee. So, and I love that this is technically, I think this is considered a bolster lock. I don't know, inline lock, I don't know what you call this, because it really looks like a frame, right? It's the part of the frame with scales laid upon it. So anyways, but I love this, love the multiple deployments on this knife. Just a great little knife. Highly recommend this knife as well. My next knife is my Max Ace Black Beer. Got this one recently as well. Love this knife. I put the new skiff washers that they just came out with. They had run out, and I put those on here. The action on this knife is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Just buttery smooth. Even has a little ramp on the blade for the detent. This is, I thought this was called the Black Dunes scale insert. Somebody was telling me there was another, I forget what they had called this. There's a different design for it, but any case, I love that design, and the sun is just gorgeous, simply gorgeous. Titanium knife, M390 blade. I love this kind of a sheep's foot blade, just really like a good prep knife for cutting and things. Nice flat grind all the way up. And I love the fuller, easy to flick and manipulate and easy to work. Just a great little knife. This is a great knife for the value for the money that you pay. Definitely recommend that one. My next one is my exclusive, my one Benchmade that I have. It's my one exclusive Benchmade. It's a bug out. But this is in the milled aluminum scales with the M390 steel with the red thumb studs and the red, I want to say backspacer, but it's not. I just had another brain fart again. I can't remember what we call these. Hopefully I'll remember somewhere in the middle of this video before it's too late. But this is the true axis lock, right? Love this knife. I love to carry it on Fridays because of the red. So another great little knife. This is the one Benchmade that I really love. I really tuned up the action on this. It's so buttery smooth on this knife. That's a lot of fun to work with. And my thumb seems to have a little trouble flicking lately, so can't quite reverse flick everything like I used to. I don't know what happened. Must have hurt myself. But anyways, great knife. Another one. Next one I have is one that I haven't seen released. It's by Bade Modern Designs. It's the Stunner. I love this knife a ton. This has flipper, thumb studs, beautiful reverse flick, M390 steel. This is made by Bestech. It's got a hollow grind on here. It is a liner lock. I love frame lock. It is a frame lock, and milled titanium deep carry clip. I love that. And this marbled sort of, I don't know what you call meteorite looking carbon fiber. I love that texture and that's just gorgeous. Bestech did an outstanding job on this one. It's one of my favorite, and I also have skiff bearings on this one. Super buttery smooth. Love this knife. I know that on the market it seems to be very popular and sells really quick, and I have not wanted to part with mine because this design overall is just beautiful. I love the rounded top part here. Minor jimping, I mean, I don't know if it really does much. I mean, except to know that, hey, that's where I need to put my thumb. I don't know if it gives me any traction, maybe an extreme pressure, maybe, but if nothing, at least I know where I can put my thumb, I guess. But Great, great, great little knife. Love this. It's called a Stunner by Bade Modern Designs. I hope he releases some more of these. That's just really popular. My next one is my Enrique Pena Trapper. Love this little knife. Fun little knife. This is with the M390 steel, black micarta. Goes over the frame lock here, so it's a bolster lock, milled titanium clip. I love the front flipper on this, just very convenient. Almost looks like a little slip joint with a little nail flick right there. What I do love is with the little nail flick, you can almost, yeah, you can reverse flick it. That's always fun to do. So anyways, fun little knife. I love carrying this when I need something discreet, small. Could be even a great fifth pocket knife, so I enjoy that. My next one is an anniversary gift from my wife. This is the Tech Tr3, and this is the automatic knife. It's got a little lock on there. It was something new. Tech came in 2021, I believe, and beautiful action. Tech is known for their out-the-side automatic knives. Fantastic. Love this blade shape, and this is in a Magna Cut, and so another reason why I really like it. It's a Magna Cut knife. Just fantastic knife. Love the action, but it's a gift from my wife. So I did put a Lynch deep carry clip on here. Not sure I'm gonna keep it. I do like the way it carries like that. So it carries very deep that way, because the other clips they normally have go a little further down. And as you can see, it's nice and smooth for those clips, and here it's not. So if this went just a little bit further down, maybe I will keep this on here. But anyways, I do like this knife a lot. Never will get rid of it because it's an anniversary gift from my wife. So, but a great knife that I would keep nonetheless. My next one is the EMP EDC Nimble Liner Lock. Now this came with JG10, and it's the blacked out version, right? But I bought the Topo carbon fiber scales, put those on there. I love how these look in the sun, just really gorgeous. And the multi-facet way you can deploy this, front flip, regular flipper, reverse flick, you know, just a great little knife. Love, love, love this knife. And I think the Nimble and the liner lock in this size is perfect for me. I had the Tanto version. It was really cool looking, but I had a hard time working it. I love the liner lock, and it fits perfectly in my hand. It's got that forward choil so you can get a full grip on there. This has jimping, that's a value you can really use. So it's really nice. Anyways, that's a great little knife as well. All right, my next one is my Trm Atom with the red fat carbon scales. Those are milled and contoured by Trm. Love this knife. It's on phosphor bronze washers. You wouldn't know it with the action on here. It drops beautifully, and it, you know, it's locked. It's in there solid. And I put these little O-rings on here. Some people will put different ones. I had the black ones I put on here. I also have some clear ones I think would look nice. This is a CPM 20 CV steel, and love the way they do this. Very flat grind, beautiful slicer, very thin blade. Love, love this. And again, they're the first ones that I know of that came up with the swap scales. I know Ben Banters does it on Zelander, but this is the USA premium version. 2 screws, you can swap these out. 2 screws, take this off, and there's those screws right there, and then that screw, and you can swap these scales out. Originally had, I think, carbon fiber on here. The flat one, it was not contoured, so I switched them out with these. Love, love, love. Love this knife. Love to carry it on Fridays because it's got the red in there. Part of the carry something red on Friday, and I use that for that. All right, my next knife is my Spyderco Paramilitary 3. Love this little knife. And this has the Arctic Storm fat carbon scales on there. I love these with a Lynch deep carry clip. And I have the little CME, which is Compression Made Easy by ODC for EDC. If you haven't checked them out, and if you love your compression lock and pressing it in, then don't worry about it, just leave it. But I like this because it allows me to really have a little more control, and easier to do it left-handed here. You see, I can easily clip and close it. I always had a problem trying to close this knife left-handed, and this really allows it really easy. And it makes it just easy to carry and easy to work and everything. Again, Spyderco, a forward choil, really great to work with. Perfect jimping on there, great traction, great for cutting. This is the small version that I like, and I love this one. It's just really, really fantastic. Next one is my Spyderco Paramilitary 2, the bigger version. So the other one was a little brother, this is the big brother. And this was an anniversary gift from my wife. So again, this is a knife I won't be getting rid of. Also have the CME on here. the Lynch deep carry clip, and the Arctic Storm red fat carbon scales, Arctic Storm fat carbon scales. And again, both of those knives are in the CPM S45VN steel, which is a step up from the S35. I believe it's more corrosion resistant, maybe not as tough, but definitely more corrosion resistant. I love the blade. The flat grind on Spyderco is phenomenal, and Spyderco does such a great job of their heat treat of metals. They've got it down, and I wish everyone else would too. I think Riot does a really good job over in China, but for USA-made blades, Spyderco really they have it down. They really know what to do, and they really heat treat it all the way to what you should. I'd love to see when they do their Magna Cut what that's going to be. Can't wait for them to come out with some stuff in that. Anyways, I love this knife. It's a favorite of mine because it's, I love the design and the Spyderco, but it's an anniversary gift that just made it that much more special for my wife. All right, my next one is my Vero Engineering Exxon. All right, and this is a fun knife. I love this titanium design. Again, this is a Wharncliffe M390. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Oops, here, let's flick it open like that. We'll do left hand here. Let's see here. Yep, there we go. M390. I love this flat grind. It's beautiful. Flat grind goes very thin edge. Just love the design. I love the engineer. Vero, how he just came up with these lines. Just beautiful. Aesthetically, linear, beautiful flow of beauty and engineering and utilitarian use. Right? Love this milled deep carry clip. Love the frame lock. Everything really smooth. And this one I did put the skiff washers on there. So just beautiful. I love the action. It's just beautiful, beautiful with the skiff washers. Another great knife. All right, my next one is my Spyderco Smock, and this is with the orange fat carbon scales. Yes, I like fat carbon scales a lot, and I've got quite a few of them. I might be done with the fat carbon scales, but I just love what they do, and it's just so beautiful. This one is the orange fat carbon scales, and I got the red screws on this. So this is part of my Friday carry as well. Carry something red, but I love the Spyderco Smock. This is in the CPM S30V steel. They do a great job on that, and the hollow grind is beautiful, really functional, forward choil, great for working. And I love, this is what they call a button compression lock. So it's still a compression lock, but it has a button that deploys it instead of being up here that you push in, right? And I love that design a lot. I love this Smock a great deal. And it also has the flipper, the regular flipper you can do over here. You can even do like that. And you can do a reverse flick, do a forward flick, just a fun knife. And I love how that it just drops shut. Now, there are two detents in this one. There's a detent that's on the compression part right here. And then there was a second detent that was in there. I took that second detent out to really give it that beautiful drop shut action. And I wanted that intentionally. I can put it back because there's a spring and a little detent ball that's in there. You could put it back or take it out if you wanted a different type of action. Also has a deep carry Lynch clip. So again, it's part of my carry something red on Friday rotation as well. Love this knife. All right, my next one is my Andrew Demko AD 20.5. And this is a great little knife. So happy to get this. I had the K110 D2 one, didn't like it, sold it, and I had gotten the carbon fiber scales for that, sold that. So when this came out, I used those funds to get this one. This is the titanium milled scales by Andrew Demko. It has the bigger pivot, so it kind of gives it the true Demko look. And this is in the CPM 3V steel. And I'll tell you, I love this steel. And it's a Wharncliffe, or what they call a shark's foot, right? I love this steel. This hones up on a leather strop beautifully. Edge is ridiculous. And this shape is so functional. I love this shape, and easy to choke up here and really do some good cuts when you're cutting cardboard, breaking it down, cutting something. Let's be honest. Unless you're doing construction and your knife is out there cutting sheetrock and bands and all sorts of stuff on the construction, most of us are cutting, water bottle cases, maybe soda rings that hold the sodas in place, lots of boxes, envelopes, letters, maybe some packaging opening, maybe some tie wraps that are around some stuff, maybe whatever. That's our basic use for our knives, right? maybe if we're stuck in a place we don't have a knife, we're cutting some fruit or vegetables or something. But that really is most use from, I'm going to guess, 95% of us, right? There's going to be those of you guys who hard use, and I think this should be a consideration. This is a great knife. I think this is just so useful and fantastic. Love this knife. And I also did get the Lynch deep carry clip with this. It doesn't come with it normally. And I love this deep carry clip. Now it does go a little deeper than the knife because I think this is also made for the 80-20, but it fits on the 80-20 and the 20.5. On the 20.5, it's a little higher than it is on the 80-20. Still love it. And I mean, it will tear up your jeans a little bit here, so you got to be careful about that. I did considered if I should kind of smooth that down a little bit, get some of this milled edges down, at least under the clip or something. But I love this shark lock. You know, you can reverse flick it and the lock is right up here. Just pull that. You can even do that. Very, very fidgety. Great knife. All right, my next one is one of my grail knives I've had for a long time. It's my Spyderco Shaman. And this one here, took a little part of my jeans out. I have a pair of jeans that are ripped up because I used to have said I was going to talk about it at the end, but I'll tell you. I had a Chris Reeve Umnums on, and it was sandblasted, and that finish just ripped up 3 pairs of my jeans pretty bad. I then sent that one in to get the bead blasted, and it's fantastic, but it's one of those knives I just didn't carry a lot. And when I did carry it, it tore up the jeans. Terrible. But I ended up, and when I did carry it, I carried it only for a few hours because I don't know. It was an expensive knife, and I just didn't like carrying it, right? And I didn't like the action. I like to be able to flick my knives. And Chris Reeve, you can get there, you know, and after I sent it in to be glass bead blasted, lost some of that smooth action. I'm sure they tuned it and made it their traditional, you know, glass buttery roll slide open thing, but I hadn't gotten it back to what it was, and so I ended up selling it because I wanted some other knives. But this one right here is I love this Shaman. I love the shape. I love the curvature. Again, CME again, and this is with the red G10. I think it looks nice with the red fat carbon scales. Also part of my carry something red on Friday. What I love about the Shaman here is the thick blade stock, and I don't know if you can see that. That blade stock is ridiculously thick, and this here is an LMAX, so this was a Blade Ops exclusive. Love that. It's like a good higher end version of 154 CM, and I love the shape of the Spyderco Shaman. You see the grip right here? It's contoured. It really fits well, and you can choke up. The jimping here is fantastic. This is such a useful knife. I've used this quite a bit as well, and I love this knife. And I have the Lynch deep carry clip, of course. Love that clip on here. It works fantastic. Just a great, great knife. Can't recommend this one enough. So something you might want to consider if you can. Next one is my Enrique Mula. And this is the red fat carbon inlays. Got this from Crane's Cutlery exclusive. And this one is in the Dama steel. And if you know Dama steel, it's like 154 CM steel. This is not just regular Damascus steel. It's made by Dama steel, and it's one of their patterns, and it's made with much better steel. It really retains its edge and sharpens up well. But I love this high polish finish on there. It really stands out. Now you can probably see that, the gorgeous design on there. And this knife just drops shuts, and I can reverse flick it, and I can do that. And then this also does front flipping, so you can front flip that knife. Of course, I haven't had this in a while, so here we go. Just really fun knife to carry. Again, because of red fat carbon inlays, it's a part of my wear something red, carry something red on Friday rotation. I love the brass in the back. It patinas really nicely, and it is patining nicely. And the mill deep carry clip, really nice. And I love the thumb studs and everything. Just a great little knife. Really, really enjoy this one. Next one is another grill knife, I would call it. This is my Leon Ma GSD 2, and that stands for Get Stuff Done. Stuff really means, well, it's shit, but anyways, I call it GSD, Get Stuff Done, because I have kids, and it's a flipper. This is the Space Coral fat carbon inserts. I love that. Goes over the frame lock, and so it makes this a bolster lock. Just really, really, really gorgeous knife. Buttery smooth. Has the fuller here, so you you can, oh, make sure I do this right. Oh, I have a little trouble. I haven't carried this in a while. You can do the fuller flick, and of course the flipper, really beautiful. But it's so buttery smooth, and I don't know if I can convey it, but it's just buttery smooth, no grit, anything, just drops really beautifully. Love how he does that. Beautiful, beautiful design, and the blade's shape is very similar to my Wii Sakshi. I love this blade. Very thin going out to the edge. It is a flat grind, but man, it's such a slicer. So thin on the edge and so sharp. Love, love, love this. Just a great design, great look, great carry, beautiful blade. All right, well, last one is probably the newest knife in my collection. This is the Arno Bernard Mamba. And this is what we consider a full custom knife because it's made by the four brothers in South Africa. I got it out of, I believe it's South Africa Creations in Ohio. They had some of these, and I think you can still order them. They probably are pre-orders now. You have to wait for the next ones when they get shipped. But this is supposed to be a Chris Reeve, like Sabenza competitor, right? It has that beautiful titanium kind of finish. This is glass bead blasted. It's very smooth, gorgeous. Love the little design on here. It's very similar to like what Chris Reeve does. I wish more did this. I know a few people do it, but I love that. It's very classy. This is in the RWL 43 steel, or yeah, 43 steel, I think it is, 43 or 23. Oh, sorry, it was the first time I've had this steel, but it's a beautiful flipper. I love this. It's got a little fuller nick in there, and you can see this is a hollow grind, but it's a polished hollow grind. I love that. Very, very, very nice. And man, this is sharp. You can just drop that. Comes down. Just beautiful. If you can feel the buttery smooth. Just, I wish I could convey it, but it's just so buttery. And it has a little fuller, so easy to reverse flick. Love that. Can do it in the left hand as well. Right? Beautiful. Just love how it comes down like that. And being it's still new, it's going to take a while to break in. But anyways, so those are my knives right now of my folders. I have one fixed blade that I do have in my collection. And this is my dad's knife. He got this before World War II over in Norway. He was a Danish Boy Scout and may not be worth a whole lot, but this knife is almost 90 years old or over 90 years old. And it has two blades in it. Here's the little one. I tried to redo the blade and remove the rust. Somebody had done something to it, I guess. Maybe he had somebody try to polish it for him, but it wasn't, oops, sorry about that with the camera. It wasn't done smoothly, so I've been working on that over time. Got to keep oil on there because this rusts. It's like 440 steel or 420 or something. And here's the other one, and you can see that it's by, I don't know if you can see that, it's like Brusletto Gilo. That's the manufacturer, and you can kind of see where there's still a little cut into the edge. Been trying to polish that off and get rid of the pits that occurred from the rust on here. Been polishing it up. It's got oil on it right now to keep it from rusting and stuff. That's why you see all this stuff on here. I'm doing that just to keep it in condition. And little burned embossing there. That's over here, and it's also on the sheath as well. This sheath was so dry. I have been oil conditioning it for a while. Literally felt like I put a cup of oil on here. As you can see, when this knife, a long time ago, I had it was so dry it cracked right there. And I sewed this when I was young. I really wish I hadn't done that, but I'm not going to take it off now because it's on there. But this is one of those things you do when you're young and don't really understand what you have, right? But beautiful little leather sheath right here. But this is a value to me, not because it's worth anything much, because I really don't think it's like a super expensive knife, I'm sure. And if it is, still would matter because it has value because it was my dad's knife, right? So one of the few things I have from him, and that means something to me. So anyways, those are my knives in my collection as of this moment. Some of them will probably stay there, and some will be sold for other knives that I'll want to look at and consider being part of my collection. Some knives have value because they're anniversary gifts, or they're my dad's knife, or they're just something I really, really, really enjoy and want to keep. But some are, you know, they'll probably be sold as I look and see other knives that I might have more interest in. Again, that's how I do my collection. You know, things change. I've only been doing this for a few years, and I'm sure maybe after 5-10 years, maybe my likes and what I collect will change. as I'm sure everyone else has. And that's what's beautiful about this. There's so many designs out there, so much artistry and usefulness and engineering and all that mixed together to make fantastic knives. I'm kind of curious, what are some of yours that are your favorites in your collection? Do you have any that you would never get rid of? Do you have any that you regularly switch out because you're always looking for something else? Love to hear your comments on that. And as with all my videos, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate that. And maybe hit the like. It lets me know that you like the content, and I'll keep making more. And if you haven't checked me out over on Instagram, please check me out on robs_nerdy_knives on Instagram. Would love to have you check out my stuff over there as well. Thank you again for watching, and y'all have a great day and a great week.